Welcome to Out of the Box podcast. I'm your regular host, Gabriel Ishmael Jalloh. Today, I have two important, very, very important personality that will be delving in a very, very complex topic. And this has to do with deoxyribonucleic acid, commonly known as DNA. DNA is an act of which a man's authenticity is being verified through signs that this man or this child derived from a certain couple. You will bear me witness that this DNA practice has caused the breakup of very solid family. It has destroyed plans, culture, custom, and it has dehumanized generation. But to partner me for us to give you the benefits, the side effects, and the consequences of DNA, I am here with, as I said earlier, two wonderful personalities. I will allow them normally to introduce themselves far better. They say ladies first. So let me turn over to this beautiful lady. Madam, can you tell the audience your name?
My name is Eunice Suman. People call me Mama You.
Mama You. She is a politician. First of all, in Ghana, we know the famous 2016 election. She was an aspiring candidate for the People's Progressive Party of Papa Kwesi Indo. She is a minister of the gospel. She is a gospel musician. She is an entrepreneur and she is a beautician. Now I'm turning to the gentleman. Brother, can you tell my audience who you are?
Thank you very much, Mr. Gabriel. And the audience, I greet you all. My name is D.F. George, and I'm a businessman and I'm an actor. Yeah.
And a controversial activist and an anti-religious personality.
Exactly.
Well, let me start with the lady. Auntie Eunice.
Hello.
As you have heard about this complex topic that has to do with DNA, first of all, let's start. What are the benefits?
All right. The benefit of it, like to search for genealogy research that you make to find out whether a child is yours.
Why? Why do you need? Why do you need to find out that the child is yours? Why do you need to make that research?
This problem based on trust. It's based on trust.
Okay.
Because without trust, you may need to search or find out whether a child that you've been taking care of or a child that you raise is yours or not.
That means it is possible for a couple to have a child over the years, and indeed that child is not theirs.
Oh,
That's
yes.
possibility.
Yes.
So for you to avoid any future embarrassment, that is why you believe that the benefit of it is for you to verify.
Yes. When you benefit from it, you give that child your full love. Then you may know that this child is really my son. You give that child your full love. That child bears your name. That child inherits everything that you have.
Okay.
So you may love that child differently because you really knew that this child is mine.
Oh, okay. So with the DNA, it clears any doubt and enforces the confidence in you that this child is mine.
Yes.
Okay. Actor George, this DNA, what are there benefits? Do you think there is any benefit of a man going to do all this research, and do you think there is benefit?
Okay, thank you very much once again, Mr. Gabriel, and thank you to your viewers. Mr. Gabriel, see, when we are talking about the deoxyribonucleic nucleic acid (DNA), I think we should not only lay emphasis in the usage in order to determine a child's paternity.
Yeah, but this
All
is
right.
science.
I know, I know, I know it is science.
Okay.
I know it is science. There are other things, other benefits that we can get from, the study of DNA. All right. It's used, even sometimes it's used in when we are conducting studies,
Okay.
scientific studies,
Okay.
in human genetics,
Okay.
in evolution,
Okay.
sometimes,
Okay.
and also in how things we eat even affect us. You get it? To
Okay.
me, I would just advise that we should just focus whatever has to do with DNA, to this other part and leave family out of it.
But
so that our sanity can be saved.
But she's saying that to enhance confidence in a man or a woman,
Yeah.
that this is my child, devoid of doubts.
What is leading to your lack of confidence or to your lack of trust in a woman or a man that I'm not saying there is no I don't want to say polygamy. No, I'm not saying there is no infidelity in marriage.
Okay.
There will always be till tomorrow.
Okay.
But in order for you to save yourself the mental stress,
Oh.
why don't you just let go of trying to determine the paternity of a child who you love, unless, quote and unquote, there is an issue, all right, and you're like, no, this boy can't be my son. As a matter of fact, I wish I never gave birth to you. It gets to that point.
Yes, yes.
in homes.
Yes.
And then maybe you can go and do DNA to determine.
So you are saying that
DNA, I'm saying that DNA,
Yes.
I'm not trying, but I'm saying
Yes.
that DNA is not only shortened, or it's not just only attributed to determination of paternity.
Okay.
That DNA is broad. You get it? Because when you look at the N on it, it's nucleic.
Okay.
That means in fact, whatever we are, genetics it's all linked and attached to DNA. Okay.
But as you are saying that there are times the features of a child, you start querying the feature of a child.
If this boy is actually my son.
So is that where is that where you think DNA is necessary, or there are other things that will have necessitated a DNA?
Are you?
Yes.
You see, what I want to tell my brother is, we are talking of the benefit aspect of it.
Yes.
You see, and not debating about it whether you should do it or not.
Yeah.
But the benefit.
Yeah.
You see, sometimes genetic diseases, family diseases, you may search and find out that this child particular has a certain disease that my family does not even had it before, or that this disease is not in my family.
There is no generic link
You
to
can,
that
but
disease.
that child has that disease.
Yes, I'm coming. The disease that the child is carrying, you trace your generic lineage, you cannot find it to nobody.
At all.
Then you start doubting.
At all.
Yeah.
Sometimes the behavior of that child, you can see that is very different. And also, above all, resemblance. The resemblance of this child is different from your family. You can see everything about this child is different from your family. He doesn't speak like you, he doesn't talk like you, he doesn't behave like you at all.
His characteristics
And
is
the character
different.
he has is very different. And in this, you may doubt to find out that whether this child is mine or not.
Okay, now, I have seen an example of a lady that I was very close to. I was very, very receptive to her when she was struggling with her son. I had nothing to do with her, but when she gave birth to the child resembled me. I hear people saying that the closeness to a woman at times brings the child to have that resemblance of an individual. Are you saying that these are not possibilities that you need to do a DNA at least? By all means, are you saying there are no other occurrences that will make even though this child is not part of our family, but the way he does his hand is not part of it. This guy looks like he's so feminish, or don't you think that these are natural tendency that does not require you to worry to look for a DNA?
Fine. When you talk of nature, we are all coming from one family.
Okay.
And it may be like generation goes on, so maybe you resemble my great grandfather, you do things like my great grandmother, or you have resembled me, whereby I did not even know your mother.
Okay.
But I met a child that resembled me. That one is different.
That's different.
Some things can happen, like when the child gets sick, or a character can generate from this particular child that you may doubt. When the child is in your home, people know that this child is yours, and you may know that there's something different about this child.
Oh,
so I want to find out.
That's where the DNA comes in. Okay.
So you find out to search whether, when you find out and you get to know that this child is really yours, then it's like you will know that maybe he adopted a character through friends, or he saw something from outside, maybe schooling or something. Then you know how you take care of it, or you balance that kind of character to become a good one.
Thank you very much. Brother George, you see, there's an example that I just presented about being closer to a pregnant woman, devoid of any affection, any sexual intercourse. But when she gave birth, her daughter is just like me. So in that case, do we need DNA to get to do any proper verification or evaluation, or by our culture and our custom, is it not okay for us to let it just take its natural course?
Okay, so if I'm getting you right, so
Yeah.
I don't deviate
Okay.
or go way further,
Yeah.
you are narrowing DNA in the context of this Act of Divorce podcast,
Yeah.
to paternity determination.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we should leave out other aspects of it.
Yes, we have to narrow
fine.
it here.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to the question you asked, okay, have you been accused that maybe you've had sexual intercourse with the woman in quotes?
No. There are two old ladies in our community visited me and said,
Hey, this baby looks like
yeah,
you.
they started. It's become the tongues we are wrangling.
Okay, and you started feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Was the parents of this child uncomfortable as well? Were eyebrows being lifted in
Yes.
their own?
Yes.
Okay, then it is now their duty to decide to do a DNA.
So
Just to clear the doubt,
Okay.
and save the woman from being accused of infidelity.
Okay, so that means
Alright,
in
so
that
it's-
case that's
yeah,
the benefits aspect.
Yeah, it's the
Beneficial,
benefit.
okay.
Yeah, it is beneficial in
Yes.
that aspect. It is.
Yes.
In as much as I don't support, this trend of we doing DNA.
Oh, that way you are as an individual.
Yeah,
you don't subscribe
I
to.
don't subscribe to it.
Why?
Unless in the first emphasis I laid.
Okay.
All right, when you are like, no, this one there, you understand. But other than that, if you love this baby, everything is working normal. You guys are flowing. Just forget DNA. Be happy. The mental stress is something. The economy is already frustrating everybody. So why do you need to add this one to it?
Okay.
So long as there's no questions being raised.
Yes, I think as you reach that side, we have to now look at the effects of because you just touch it that what are the effects? How does it traumatize a family? How does that affect you as the feeling and as you continue to think about it? How does it worry the family?
That is where I go with this, my brother here. My brother has even explained a little part of it.
The side effects.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the kind of love you have for this particular kid. You raise that child. You raise it like your own.
Yeah.
And then you have loved the child. You give the child your name. You did not even know this particular child is not yours.
Yeah.
And what of if that is the only one that you have had with the woman that you are in love with?
Yeah.
And you think people are talking about the woman who has cheated you and brought the pregnancy from somewhere and all that. And you yourself, that you don't have any other child anywhere apart from this particular one. the child that has loved you as a father, and you have also cared for this child as a son or as a child, then later people will start talking about this. You see, it will also break your heart, one.
Okay. So those are the
And
effects.
it will break
The
trust.
effects are breaking hearts.
Yes, and it will break your
It
trust.
destroy trust.
And it will
Yeah.
destroy the love that you have in the
It
home.
destroy love. This is serious.
Yes.
Wow. That means
So
the union will be crumbling. There will
Yes.
be it's destroy peace.
So for you to maintain that love that you have, the union that you have in the home, you avoid it at all. Because one, accept that this child does things like you, resembles you love the mother, and you love the child.
Wow.
That's the only one that you have. Do you want people to explain things to you or to trace to find out that this particular child is not mine? What if you go and do and you find out that this child is not yours? Are you going to reject that child and live alone?
Wow.
The trauma alone is what you have
Yeah.
to focus on.
Viewers, we are going for a short break because the box is getting hotter and we have to come
Get out of it.
out of the box or to get out of the box. Go for a short break. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The female is the biggest beneficiary. Even when they get married, we give them money, we buy gifts for them, we invest in them.
When we sit you down, you men down, and tell you about how we managed to prepare that food, to call it a meal, it will shock you.
Even though I know that he cheats, but I just try to manage him. How does a woman manage a cheating man?
Like me, I just broke up with my guy based on he always go for another girl, paying the girl money, but me, he does not give me money. I will stay with him like for 3 days or 4 days, then me going home is giving me 200 cedis.
While he's paying somebody else.
Why is paying someone else 300 just for a night?
For a round.
Yes.
At the end of the day, when he even go rounds and cheat, he will come home and meet me, the legal wife.
Money first. If your man cannot give you money, let him go. We don't want life to suffer.
I'm sensing that this man want to go out. I'll make sure I'll grab him for that day.
Wow.
And what I'll do to him, he will not even think of
He will
going.
be
There'll be no way you drain my husband's pocket. He will surely come home with something.
Why is it that the male is always the one that invests? Viewers, we are back. We were enjoying it. We are enjoying some highlights behind the scene, and we are about to come and inject that to you. Now, again, I have Auntie Eunice and Brother George. Auntie Eunice, Brother George, let me start. Let me turn to you this time around. What are the notable side consequences of DNA when it goes the negative way? Because let me say, normally if it goes well, that's fine, but when it takes the negative, the unintended consequences that will have generated in that family, what do you think about it?
Okay, first of all, let me make this clear that there is every possibility for DNA test based on paternity to always ruin a home, like my sister have rightly said. And I can say this unequivocally and equivocally that DNA sometimes can be wrong.
Oh,
I'm not a scientist, but if you're a scientist on the comment section, you can prove me wrong. In as much as I have 50% of possibly my mom's DNA, and my brother or my sister has 50% of my mom's or my dad's DNA, and then I have a child,
and that child now get the 50% that I didn't get from my mom or from my dad, which my other brother got from my mom.
Are you speaking science or you are
Yeah, I'm speaking fact. No.
not
I'm speaking science. Yes, I'm speaking science, which every scientist there can, or every doctor can prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, genetically, even it's proven.
Okay.
Now I go and conduct a DNA of my biological son. All right, maybe because I just had a fight with my wife, and mind you, have this at the back of your mind. My wife is not guilty of infidelity
okay.
of any kind. Okay, but now DNA has been conducted and it's proving that the son doesn't have my DNA and it doesn't match, but has the DNA of my brother and also have another DNA of my fourth or fifth generation that has passed. You get it? Now, in this situation, you see, doubt will creep in. And my innocent wife is somewhere crying day and night because she herself, she can't even explain it. You get it? Now, it takes a lot of conviction, to put the trust back in that marriage.
Wow.
And even with the whole conviction, there will still be friction. Any little thing, you'll be like, am I even sure that child is indeed mine?
Yeah.
You get it? So in order for us not to, get ourselves entangled in all this whole mess, let's just live in harmony. Because the side effects, we might not be able to survive it. Some men are so fragile, to the extent that they can have heart attack.
Yes.
And teme, you know what I mean? Maybe you can censor it and die. You get it? And in order for us to avoid this, let's just. In fact, this consequential chain is long. I can go on and on and on and on and on.
Well, yes, Auntie Eunice, he just said, at times it can cause fatality for the man after he would have invested all then he has injected love in this child. But in this DNA controversy, the child and the parent who suffer it more. Is it the child who have known that this is my father all along? Because even in my Bible, God has to talk to Joseph in a dream for him to, he said, that woman, that story she told you, that she is pregnant and it is out of the Holy Spirit, accept her, is a clear indication that God self know that Joseph was not convinced. For God to now calm himself in the dream, accept that woman. Now, the child and because I have seen celebrities, footballers, politicians, and musicians. We have seen all types of people have gone. I saw a Ghanaian footballer crying on television when she discovered that the 3 children she had labored for all his career were actually not his children. So now, looking at him crying, what about the child? The parent and the child, who suffer the psychology more, the psychological trauma, who do you think suffer it more?
When you talk of this psychologically trauma or who suffered, when the children are small, they don't know the value of it and they don't know even what it means. But when they are old, the child suffer.
Yes.
Suffer. But when they are small, it's the parent that suffer, especially the man.
Two-way.
Especially the man.
Okay, it's two-way. If at the child tender age, the parent suffers. But when the child grew up, they suffer. Explain.
You see, that is when the child knows the left from the right. This is my mother, this is my mother, or this is my father. All that he has is mine. And it's like you are even working, as you used to say, you are working in your father's company. And it's like, you know that you will be the second online after your father. And later, these things happen, that a research happened. Then you find out that this man is not your father. Or the man find out that you are not his son. You will suffer because definitely you lose everything.
Wow.
You lose love, you lose property, you lose the parental home that you have. You lose.
And I think you also lose respect. People will never see.
That home is not your home. And where are you going to?
God.
That house is not your house. Why are you going to?
Yeah.
You lose. So you see, if we talk of the consequences, it breaks home. It scatters your home.
Oh.
And above all, we must let love reign. And so, if Jacob can raise 12 sons for himself, who knows? Maybe some of the concubines or some of the girlfriends or the wives. How do I call it? The wives.
Siblings.
No, the wives gave their wives' maids. They gave their maids.
Yeah.
Maybe the maids even got these children from somewhere. But once God is trying to create the 12, he formed the 12 at all costs. Whether it's from Rahel or Leah, or whether it's from the other girlfriends, no matter how God was trying to raise the 12, he did it and he raised the 12.
Wow.
You see? So if you say, like you go to what Joseph and Mary did, Bible wrote everything simple for us to make it short. But you can imagine that time that if you will be there to see the route that Joseph will cause in the community.
Mr. Gabriel, we're in Ghana.
Then
and we live
it applies to us.
Whoever that person, I don't know
because
these people.
As soon as you
let's
know,
not talk about
as soon as
who
you
is
know
Jacob
your wife,
and his 12 sons.
as
I'm
soon
talking
as
about
you
my
know,
wife and myself. Let's be realistic. Let's leave made up stories, please.
Because God is trying to raise the 12.
Yeah.
That is why in the beginning I was telling you that you don't have any child at all, and this is the only one.
Are we still talking
And
about
later
DNA?
you say you find out. Later you say you find out.
Yes.
Are you going to reject? If you reject,
Okay.
what will be the consequence? You lose. You don't have anyone.
So that's
Okay.
in that case,
When you become old, who will take care of your business?
Yes, the parents and the child.
And that is
So
where
that
I
means-
said when their kids are children, they don't understand and they don't suffer. They will grow and forget.
But when
you really old, before you realize, you will suffer.
Thank you very much.
You even feel like killing yourself.
Yes, and I was a brother.
You lost property, you lost parental home, you lost the love that they gave you.
Yeah, brother George was even saying that if we can take it from the Hebrew Bible and come to Ghana, Ni Odate Lamte, a Ghanaian professional footballer who was a member of the Ghana team that won that won bronze at the Junior World Cup. He was having a wife, legally married, 3 children, just for him to know that the children are not his. So, brother George, conclusively, that means we have to say DNA is not something that we should countenance. We should leave everything in its natural sense.
You leave it how it is.
No, that is what you are saying. So I have to say what I have to say.
Okay, yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Your parting.
Okay, so viewers and scientists out there, I appreciate the job you all are doing. And just as I would plead for a woman not to try and be going through the husband's phone to see, I don't know what you want to see. If you want to see a reason to stay or a reason to go, the same way I would advise you as a couple, let's go of DNA, because the aftermath, you might not survive it.
Yeah, but this is a very controversial topic. They say the two have become one. Why can't I see your phone if we are one?
That will be a topic for another day. We are just trying to build people's sanity so that people don't go insane.
Yes.
Out of marriage. And in as much as I don't know who Jacob and his 12 sons are,
so
which is none of my business.
Avoid the phones.
But he raised them as his own.
Avoid the
phones. That's Jacob. I'm not Jacob.
He raised them as
I am BF George.
Okay, avoid the phones. You get your own phone.
Yes.
You have your own password. You have your own SIM card.
They may not even look alike.
Yeah.
Their blood may not even come from one blood.
Very much. This is what's out of the.
Once they are 12, they are 12.
It creates an atmosphere of brainstorming.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're not brother Jacob.
And thank you very much.
You are Mr. James.
Let's claim all the children as our own.
Bye.